Hello, you're welcome. It gives me great joy to observe you viewing this video today. I'm Dr. Olayinka Conley. I am a researcher. I am a sociologist. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm an author. And on this channel, I do a number of stuff. But all the stuff I do on this channel, you can easily cluster them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. If today is your first time of coming in contact with my channel or my video, thank you very much. Kindly subscribe to this channel, tap the notification button so that you are alerted every time I drop new content. Kindly comment, like, and share. If you have subscribed to this channel previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. Kindly comment, like, and share, and tell others about this channel. Today, I want to address a very important subject: how to write great abstracts. Abstracts are very important. They are very important component of research, of writing. Many researchers, students, professionals have many reasons for writing abstracts. Abstracts are basically summaries. Abstracts are summaries of what you have done. Abstract is a technical, scholarly, academic word for summary of your work, of what you have done or what you want to do, depending on the level of your work. So, but abstracts, as little as they are very important. And abstracts are usually written at the end of the work, or they usually appear as the first part of the work. They are placed in front so that they tell others what they should look out for in the main work. And the quality of your abstract will determine whether people will read your work. Therefore, you have to be very, very intentional, very deliberate in writing your abstract. If your abstract is not well written, it's most likely people will not read your full work. And you want people to read your work, that's why you have written the work. That means you have to be very deliberate, you have to be very informative. Your abstract must be very informative. Your abstract must be very interesting. So you have to write in an interesting way, in active way, and you have to target wider audience. You have to target broad audience that are going to be very interested in your work. That means your work must be accessible. The language must not be verbose, must not be unnecessarily bogus. Brevity is mastery. This is very important. So write in a way that is accessible. That means the way people can understand. Give necessary information and be clear. Don't use unnecessarily difficult terms. Even if you are writing in an area of specialized knowledge, you should still be able to write in a way that even non-technical people can still read what you want. It doesn't matter how technical your work is. It should be accessible, must be available, must be understandable by people. So you don't need to be very verbose. Necessarily, you have to be brief in your abstract. It's a summary. And most articles, most journals, most books have different word counts that they have specified for the work. So word counts are usually specified, so you can't write too many. And you have to be very careful when you are writing your thesis, when you are writing your dissertation, when you are writing your project, when you are writing your article, when you are writing your report. You are expected most times to put abstract. So, and in terms of word count, for journals, for journal articles, the word count is usually between 100 and 250. Though some articles or some journals will expect you to have short abstract, which is usually 100. Then they will still expect to have extended abstract, which can be as much as 600 or 800. But standardly, by what I've seen, an article is expected in a journal is expected to have abstract between 100 and 250 words. And you see, this is not this word counts that are between 100 and 250. It's quite small. So you have, but if it's thesis, project, undergraduate project, dissertation, master's with dissertation, then thesis, PhD, usually it's depending on the university, it can be as much as 500. But the important point I want to make here is that the structure of abstracts are usually say the same. So it doesn't matter whether you're writing your abstract for your thesis, your dissertation, your project, your article, your chapter, the structures are the same. And this is actually the way I want to emphasize. So follow closely. The structure, what that means, what should be the component or content of abstracts are usually the same. And you have to follow this structure in writing. And it is very easy for you. Now, the structure of an abstract will follow this pattern. I've read many abstracts, some of them very haphazard, and I think this is not good. And this is what you have to learn. If you're able to learn this, I want to mention, definitely you will be a master, expert, a pro in writing abstract. And don't forget that your abstract has to be very, very informative and very catchy. So this is the structure you have to follow in writing an abstract. It doesn't matter, even if it's a conference call or any call. Your abstract will have to start with the statement of the problem. So definitely this will include the background. It's an abstract, don't forget. Include things like the background and significance of the work or the topic you're talking about. So that usually will be the first part, because this is the part that will tell us, wow, this work will be very great and interesting, so I have to read it. So that first part will collapse the problem that you are interested in, the background and the significance. What is the significance of the work? What is the significance? So in just about 2 or 3 lines, in a catchy way, in a very attractive way, very informative way, you collapse this in about 2 or 3 sentences. What's the problem? What's the significance of the issue? Why is the issue so important? So this will be the first part of the abstract. Usually, not more than 2 to 3 lines. You just fuse it in there. Is it issue about public health? Is it a coronavirus issue? Is it issue about child labor? Is it issue about rape? Is it issue about gender? Is it issue about technology? Why should we be interested in this thing you want to talk about? What is it? Why is it interesting? Why is it very important for us to want to read about it? This is the first thing you have to do. So it usually collapses problem, the background, the significance. You collapsed the 3 issues in about 3 statements, 3 sentences, in a very punchy way. Then this must then be followed by the objectives of the study. What are the objectives that you want to look at? This will follow the first part I mentioned. Therefore, the objectives of this paper, of this chapter, of this study, or this article, depending, you list the objectives. You don't need to put 1, 2, 3, 4, but you just list the objectives in a statement manner. So the objectives must be there for us to guide us to what you want to talk about and why it's important. Then, very importantly, your methodology. Your methodology is very key. How did you do the work? People want to see the science, the logic of what you have done. How did you do it? So that people are able to know. So you have to be deliberate in this place, in terms of your methodology. If you use theory, then your theory and methodology must flow. The theoretical framework that you adopted, what's the theory, or what are the theories, or what were the theories, and why was the importance of the theories, and how would this help us in about 1 or 2 sentences at the same time. Then your methodology. But if you don't use theory, depending on your area of study, then you are silent about that. But the methodology must be there. Whether you are in humanities, you are in arts, or you are in social sciences, you are in sciences, technology, engineering, even medicine, public health, it doesn't matter what you do. There must be methodology. How did you do it? And you must be a bit comprehensive here, yet brief. You must be comprehensive, yet smart and brief. So tell us the methodology after this. Then the findings. Tell us the significant findings after the methodology. What did you find in very clear, enunciated ways? The findings are very significant. The central findings, you have to state them. These are, based on this, you can see the logic now. We're able to see the problem, we're able to see the objectives, we're able to see the theory or methodology, depending on what you did. Then we're able to see the findings. You can see the logical flow. So what are the findings based on the objective? And the findings must speak to the objectives you give to us, you give earlier. So the findings must be organized in a logical way, systematic way, that the findings must address the objectives you indicated earlier. Then you then tell us the conclusion. What are you conclude based on this your findings? What are the conclusion of the whole issue? And then you can recommend recommendation. Where in your recommendation you must not be prescriptive. You must not be prescriptive. People don't, intellectual works are not so prescriptive, but you can just give recommendation in a way, and this recommendation must be based on your findings. Your conclusion must be based on your findings. You don't go and bring conclusion or recommendation that we cannot trace to your findings. That is very important. Don't go outside and give general conclusion, general recommendations. These are the recommendations and conclusions must flow from your own findings, specifically in the paper. And so if you follow this structure, this is the structure of a standard abstract. It doesn't matter whether it's academic or scholarly. Once it's abstract, this is the best way you can go about it. Explains your problem, background, or the significance, fused together, the objectives, the theory. If you use theory, if you don't use theory, it's not a problem. Don't include it. The methodology, the findings, conclusion, and recommendation. You know, you can be detailed yet brief. Till I see you in my next video, kindly subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.